Hello, YouTube. Uh, I guess we won the Guild War tournament, so yay. We got a frame and this thing. So I'll just be showing all our defenses. Yay. So, yeah, I don't know. Here we go. I don't really want to make a long video, so I'm just gonna go through our defenses and probably give zero insight into why we use them, but maybe a little. Maybe I'll show the defenses that got a win, like this guy, even though they're all ungeared now. That's okay. I think no one's changed them. So yeah, basically we used a lot of Renac RNL Notos and then some other slop on the other side. I'll just go through them while talking about a bit of our strategy. Uh, basically, we weren't really sure what Palladia was going to use to scout because, well, we haven't fought them in a while since the regular season, obviously. And in the regular season, things were a lot different. Like nobody really knew what they were doing, and Arnold was very new. So we kind of just set a bunch of traps to be a little bit of everything, but they ended up using a unique comp that we had not seen before, which was who had that defense? Oh, I had it. Which was this thing. It's Brigida, Zio, Kate, which I guess their idea was that even though the comp is like pretty terrible, if okay, maybe not terrible, but it can obviously be trapped pretty easily if the enemy guild knows you're going for it, but obviously we would have no idea because we don't know what they're using, and that comp is like not a common comp or anything. So I guess that's why they decided to use it. And as for our guild, we were using hmm the Lethe comp, which is yeah, pretty cool. Fuck, where was I? Hmm. I don't really know what to say besides showing the defenses, but we won, so I guess that is pretty cool. Maybe I can show the ints that were there. Like this was a follow-up int, I think. Near the end of the war, they were down a lot of ints, so they realistically had no chance of winning unless we messed up. But we had to mess up, and they also had to take a lot of risks with trial points, which like obviously you're pretty much screwed once you're in that position. You're just praying for a miracle. But I do feel like the Guild War meta right now is a lot of RNG. Like there are a lot of comps that don't have realistic answers that are very safe, at least not ones that we know of. And besides that, our idea on defense was, well, for the strongholds, we were kind of trying to not give too many trial points away, or at least bring different comps so that they have to at least spend time thinking about it and like working for it, I guess. And everyone else kind of went for a win or something. Like honestly, I said some terrible stuff just because, I didn't really know what to do for my round two. And this comp is like somewhat annoying to trial point farm. Yeah, let me see what they did. So yeah, top team, they used some Aiden slop, I guess. And then depending on what the trap was, so for example, this guy was trapping for Lethe. So that's why we were kind of trying to, force some units on the other side that would incentivize them to bring Yulha Lethe on this side. But it didn't really work out that way because they had their own comp. But instead, what ended up happening was because they're forcing Hake and Zio, which are like two very good units, a lot of the times where they would want to bring this on the other side, they no longer can. So I think that caused them to have to take a lot of risks. I think this comp as well. Obviously, if you have Hake on the top team instead of Estelle, I'm pretty sure you can never lose this. But yeah. And then, somebody else got a defense. Oh, this Chud. This was just a follow-up, and I'm not really sure what happened, but I guess I'm grateful. And we also had one int. So we had one double int. It's our only int of the last Guild War. Mm, yeah. But it's not this guy's fault. This guy's the one that was helping him, so it's pretty much all Andrew's fault that Satch inted. And this guy was trapped for Lethe. It's actually pretty funny because this was one of the first towers we attacked. Like, I think it was one of the first 10 towers we scouted. And obviously he's trapped for Lethe, which, you would think that would deter us, but we were honestly, I guess you could just say we were praying, but like realistically, Lethe was our best option that we had, and we thought that the other guild would not have a lot of Lethe traps compared to like cleave traps or even like turn 2 APOC traps because those are the comps that we were mainly trying until this war. And I mean, everyone knew that, we cleave a lot in the past, so we figured a lot of them would be on cleave traps, and a lot of them were on cleave traps. And then another thing is that once they started spamming their Hecate comp into us, I think, well, I guess this is a bit of a metagame thing, but like Palladi is the kind of guild that always traps for their own offenses, right? So obviously, as soon as you see them using something that's like a little bit different, there's really no point in copying it because you already know they're all going to be trapping for it as well. So yeah, I guess that's all I had to say about the Guild War meta in the tournament. I'm happy for my guild mates. Now my guild leader can stop working so hard, and I can go back to being a chud. Yay. Thanks for watching. Bye.